How to declutter paper fast. Hi guys, this is Diane of Minimize to Maximize, where we explore how to declutter the excess from our lives and how to welcome and maximize the things that are really important to us in life. And so out of all the things I could possibly minimize in my home, minimizing or decluttering paper is the most painful for me. I really do not like it at all. I don't know if you do, but it bothers me. But hey, I still want to do it because it feels good, and also because recently, when I've had to evacuate my home because of wildfires, the amount of documents and papers that we took with us evacuating our home still seem pretty chunky. And in my mind, there is really hardly any need for paper. The holy grail of decluttering paper for me would be to not have any paper, except maybe for my driver's license, my birth certificate, my American citizenship document, maybe things like that, as well as some analog photos and photo albums, but that's a different category. So what I'm talking here is paper, paper, paper. And I took 10 minutes. I took a pile of paper that had my name on it somehow, and therefore it's my responsibility to declutter those. And I also handled a bit of paper that had my son's name, my 9-year-old son's name on it, that I'm going to declutter for him too. So yeah, why have paper? I don't know. It comes into our lives a lot. I receive bills in a paper format still, even though I opted for paperless. I don't know why I still get documents from the bank, from the water company, utilities company, AAA, and they still send promotions and a bunch of things and statements of kinds, and they still keep on coming. And when I'm at the post office, I usually go through the mail right away. And if it's junk, it goes straight into the trash can of the post office. I don't bring it home. I even declutter the envelopes from the mail that I need to bring home right there and then. So I took this pile and I gave myself 10 minutes to decide what to do with them. And so I have created 3 piles, and I'm going to show you right here, if I can move. Pile number 1 right here is what is going to be trashed, aka recycled, because it's paper. Let's recycle it. So it's basically things that I no longer need, actions that have been taken, and we can go through it. I can show you the kind of documents that I have in there. Pile number 2 is still kind of important documentation, a bit more sensitive information, but I don't need a paper format of it. So my plan is to scan it and just keep a digital copy in a folder on my Google Drive, and that would be okay. And also pile number 3 is what I'm planning on keeping temporarily. And I'll explain why. So let's go through the pile of trash. It really took me 10 minutes to decide keep, scan, trash. Keep, scan, trash. Keep, scan, trash. Keep, scan, trash. And once this pile has been scanned, I'm going to trash the documents, and I'm going to trash it in a way that my personal information is not compromised. So in the trash, what do I have? I have my son's school progress report. Very good. I have things related to vaccinations, requirements from the school. I've got some some medical bills that came to me, even though I have insurance, and they kept on sending me all these medical bills, and I had to go through some kind of process to prove to them I don't need to pay for it. It's already been paid for. And so that was a whole ordeal. So I have this. That's not a good memory. I don't want to keep it. I have copies of IDs from my, yeah, I have a French ID. I don't know where the original is. I think it's long gone. Maybe I should keep this one actually, because I don't know if I have the original in a digitized format. I have a certificate of completion for understanding compassion fatigue and secondary trauma, traumatic stress as part of my work. I have I have like activation documents for social security accounts and whatnot. These are things that I have done and completed. They are basically to-dos that I completed, and I therefore don't need to do more. Yeah, what else do I see? Yeah, same thing, how my employment status changed. I think all my colleagues know. It's well established now. I had my karate belt certificate. It was from my orange belt. I am not necessarily attached to it. I know I got my orange belt, so I can move on and trash the certificate. Same thing. I have old W-4s. I have some lab test requirements, or not requirements. I have lab test results, which at the time I analyzed and dealt with. One of them was that I was pretty dehydrated. I live in a desert climate in the mountains, very high altitude for the US, and needed more electrolytes. So that's done. I got old photos, old checks that I've cashed for my home organizing and decluttering business. I have some old documents. Yeah, so all of this can be recycled. If it's got my name on it, I'm going to shred it into teeny tiny pieces. I do not want to buy a shredder and have that take space in my home. Another way to deal with sensitive information is that you can put it in your compost pile and the worms would get to it eventually in your garden if you have that. Or you can put your papers in the sink of your kitchen, put some water in it or boiling water, and it will get all mushy and soaked up. And so then it becomes kind of like, it's pretty messy though, but it will bleed out a lot of the information. But easier is that I tear it up in small pieces, and yeah, easier to do this as you get the incoming documents and mail than to do a big thick pile. But hey, this is what I've done here. Let's move on to my scan list. Once I scan this, same thing, I'm going to trash and recycle it. And in my scan documents, there are important things there. Like some months ago, maybe like 6 months ago, I realized I was the victim of identity theft. Somebody out there opened a credit card under my name. They had my social security number and they opened it wherever, I don't know where. So thankfully I was keeping an eye on my credit score, Equifax and what's it called, the other one? Equifax and TransUnion, and I forgot the third one. Keep an eye out on your credit score, because if you notice a big gap, a big dip, and you see in your statement that some new credit card has been opened using your name, you need to know that and somebody's using your name to make some purchases. And so I had to go to the police station, file a report, freeze all my my credit score, everything, and it was a big mess. But it's got a lot of sensitive information. I'm gonna scan it, but I don't need it anymore. This is behind me. Actions have been taken, and that's it. I also have a teeny tiny life insurance that I had from when I lived in France many years ago, and so I closed that this year, and so this is the evidence I closed it. I had a bit of activity in the past many years ago in real estate, and I had things related to those activities. And same thing, I'm gonna scan it and probably forget about it, because I don't think it's going to be relevant in my life moving forward. And now the things that I'm keeping are documents and handouts on, well, nonviolent communication, what I call authentic communication. I have given a few workshops in my community about this wonderful way of communicating from the heart from Dr. Marshall Rosenberg. To me, that's the best form of communication. I love it. I haven't had too much time to give more trainings on it, but I would love to do it again. So I'm going to keep the handouts and my material for face-to-face training in my community. I'm going to vote for the American election. So this is my voter's card. I'm keeping that. That's needed. I have to go through my Social Security statement for this year. So I need to pay attention to what's going on and make sure it's right. So that's a to-do. All of these are to-dos. I also have my job description for the part-time job that I've been doing for a few years as a domestic violence advocate or shelter advocate or counselor that I've been doing part-time. And there are some things that I wanted to bring to discuss with my supervisor, ideas, and my job description is one of those pieces to go through. So it's a to-do. I'm going to keep it. And here I have I used to live in the UK, so I have these accounts and cards, bank accounts that I still have, even though I haven't lived in the UK in 15 years. And it turns out that closing my account from overseas is a little bit tricky. So it's one of those to-dos that I keep on pushing it away and away, but eventually I have to get it done. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't hurt anything, but it's one of those clutters to have a bank account that has no use to you. I could pull the money out of it. It's not too much. But yeah, I am not planning on living in the UK, even though I had a wonderful time there, living in London and all, but this is in the past and this is not part of my future. So it's an action step. And as part of the things, that's part of the bank account key. One of the things that I need to keep that I really don't want to is documentation related to my decluttering and home organizing business, paperwork with the local county, and some business receipts. I don't have many expenses at all, but I apparently need to keep those things for 7 years. Oh my gosh. Yes, I could scan this, but I don't want to. I'll just put everything in a folder like that or in a manila envelope, forget about it. And if ever I was asked by a representative of the IRS to show the receipts, then there they are. So that's it, guys. These are this is my paper. And something else about the paper, and especially as it comes to digitizing things, I really think that most of the paper that I am keeping is never going to be used again. And so I'm being particularly cautious, or like taking some precaution just in case, but the just in case really probably won't happen. So doing it in a digitized format might be the best. So if you want to do it fast, you got 10 minutes, you take a pile of paper, whatever is in front of you, whatever is in the file cabinet, take something reasonable, like if you want to do this amount in 10 minutes, I don't know if that's feasible, be realistic with yourself, but anything that is yours, trash, scan, or keep as a to-do, or for long-term saving. All right, guys, I hope this was helpful. This is my least enjoyable decluttering to do, but at least I got it done, and I still need to discard and scan those things. So take care, and if this little tip was helpful to you, give it a thumbs up, give the video a thumbs up, share it, subscribe to my channel so that the YouTube gods notice this exists. Okay, guys, have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.